1, 2, 3, go.
So good afternoon everyone. I'm Pia Julie Maiden and this is the continuation of lesson 1. And please read Miss Adasa.
Number 1, purposely form small discussion groups of students from diverse backgrounds. You can form groups of students with different learning styles, different cultural backgrounds, and etc. Small peer learning groups may be effective for promoting students' progress to a more advanced stage of cognitive development.
So yung small peer po, it is when the students work together in small groups so that they can help each other learn and think in new ways so that everyone has different ideas and ways of solving the problems. Next, letter A, the instructor is removed from center stage, thereby reducing the likelihood that the teacher is perceived as the ultimate or absolute authority. So, yung teacher po, it is no longer the sole focus inside the classroom. Instead, they are being seen as the ultimate authority who knows everything. So, yung teacher po, it takes a step back, allows the students to take more responsibility and confidence for learning their own thinking. Letter B, students are exposed to the perspectives of the other students, thus increasing their appreciation, multiple viewpoints, and different approaches to learning. So, the students learn from each other by hearing different opinions and ways of understanding a topic. And this broadens their thinking and helps them see that there isn't always one correct way to learn or to solve a problems. Next is learning thinking styles and multiple intelligence. So, yung learning thinking styles po, it refers kung paano yung tao maka-learn na new things kasi may mga tao po na they learn best by seeing. For example, if nagbabasa ako or may tinitignan ako picture, so mas maiintindihan ko agad ano yung nasa picture o yung nabasa ko. And may iba naman po na mas prefer nila na they learn best by listening. Kapag may nag-discuss yung infant, mas natututo po sila sa nag-discuss dito sa harapan. Next is the sensory preferences. Individuals tend to gravitate toward one or two types of sensory input. So yung sensory input or preferences naman po, it refers to the ways of people like to use their senses like sight, touch, hearing, taste, and smell to learn and understand things. Next is visual learners. These learners must see their teacher's actions and facial expression to fully understand the content of the lesson. So, the visual learners po, ito yung mga students who learn best when they can see the information. For example, if yung teacher is nag-show ng picture or a diagram, yung mga visual learners can easily understand po the idea dahil nakikita po nila yung diagram na yung nakikita ng teacher. Next is the visual iconic. Those who prefer this form of input are more interested in visual imagery such as films, graphic displays, or pictures in order to solidify learning. So yung visual iconic learners po, ito po yung mga students who learn best by looking at films, yung mga painting, or any type of images. So they like to see things because this visual helps them to understand and remember what they are learning. For example, dito sa visual iconic learners, if yung teacher is na pakita ng isang video on how to exercise properly, so yung mga visual iconic learners po, they will understand better because they can see the process happening. Next is the visual symbolic. Those who prefer this form of input feel comfortable with abstract symbolism such as mathematical formulae or the written words. So the visual symbolic naman po, ito yung mga students who learn best in abstract or symbols from written words or pictures, sila yung magaling sa math. So yung mga visual symbolic learners, mas prefer nila na mag-solve ng formula. So the learners will easily understand the idea dahil they are good in interpreting and written information. And next is auditory learners. They learn best through verbal lectures, discussions, talking things through, and learning what others have to say. So yung mga auditory learners, sila yung mga students na best by listening. So they understand things easily and they pay attention on how something is said not just the words themselves, but also you listen to the tone or to the tone of your voice kung mataas ba, mababa, or mabagal ba o mabilis. Next is the listeners. This is the more common type listeners most likely do well in school out of school. They remember things said to them and make information their own. So yung mga listeners po, this is very common type of listeners dahil naaalala ka agad nila yung mga bagay-bagay na sinasabi sa kanila, whether it's from a teacher, friends, or family. Next is the talkers. They are the ones who prefer to talk and discuss. They often find themselves talking to those around them. So yung mga listeners naman po, talkers rather, yung mga talkers po, they are best by talking and discussing an idea. Instead na makinig, mas prefer nila na makipag-usap sa iba what they learn and helps them to understand it better. Next is tactile or kinesthetic learners. Tactile or kinesthetic persons benefit much from a hands-on approach, actively exploring the physical world around them. So yung mga tactile and kinesthetic learners, sila yung mga learners na they are best by doing like touch, move, or mag-explore ng mga things with their hands and bodies. They learn better when they can try to describe themselves. Next is the analytic learners. Please read Miss Pineda.
Analytic. Thinkers tend towards the linear, step-by-step process of learning.
So the analytic learners, ito yung mga learners na a logical step, mas prefer yung logical step-by-step way. So they break things down into smaller parts in order for them to understand better. For example, sa math na subject, mas prefer po nila na ng mga analytic thinkers na mag-solve ng problems sa math formula ng step-by-step. And next is the several theories have tried to go and continue to the left brain, right brain, continue both sides of the brain, can reason but two different strategies in an individual one side may be more than enough than the other. So meron tayong tawag na left brain and right brain. So yung left brain po is called the successive processor, or ito yung mga tao na who use their left brain to tend like learning in a step-by-step way. While yung naman yung right brain, it is a simultaneous processor, or ito yung mga tao na ginagamit yung right brain nila to start by looking at a big picture or in general idea. First is the left brain or analytic. Number one is the verbal. Sa left brain po, yung verbal, yung mga tao na gumagamit ng left brain, they are good with words and mas prefer nila na mag-use ng language at ma-express sila thoughts. Yes. Or verbal. Yeah. Correct.
More an explanation.
Unlike sa right brain, yung mga visual na gumagamit ng right brain, ito yung mga people, they are great
More on writing.
mag-imagine ng pictures at mag-visualize ng mga bagay-bagay. And next, number 2 is respond to word meaning. Yung respond to word meaning naman po sa mga left brain people, they focus on the exact meaning ng words and mag-pay attention to every details. Sa sa right brain, sa respond to tone of voice, ito naman, they pay attention to how something is said rather than the words used. And number 3 is sequential. Sa left brain, sequential, they like doing things in a specific order or in a one step at a time. Sa number 3, random sa right brain, they don't always follow a specific order and like jumping from one task to another. And number 4, process information linearly. Ang process of information sa left brain po, they think in straight line, mas nakafocus sila on one thing before mag-move to the next. Next, right brain, or the process of information in right order. Ito naman is they look at the big picture first and then they figure out the details. And number 5, responds to logic sa left brain. Sila yung mas nakarely sila sa facts, rules, and reasoning to make a decision. And sa sa right brain, sa number 5, responds to emotion. Ito naman yung mga tao na they let their feelings guide their decisions. Yes po. Next is number 6, plans ahead sa left brain. Itong mga tao na ito, they like to be organized or planning. Yes. Next is number 7, we call people's name. Sa left brain, sa we call people's name. Ito naman yung mga tao is na ginagamit ang kanilang left brain po. They are good at remembering the names of the people even though na weeks or months na hindi sila nagkikita. Unlike po sa number 7, sa right brain, sa recalls people's name, hindi sila good sa pag-remember ng mga pangalan ng mga tao. Pero they are good sa sa mga faces ng mga tao. Next is number 8, speaks with few gestures sa left brain. Ito naman is they prefer to talk calmly and don't use their hands or body movements. Sa ano naman, sa right brain, sa number 8, gestures when speaking, ito naman is they move their hands and body while talking here in front. And number 9, punctual sa left brain. Ito punctual naman po, it is being on time is very important to them. Unlike sa right brain, number 9, less punctual, ito yung mga tao na always late. Yes. Number 10, prefers formal study design studying. So, itong sa left brain po, they need a quiet, organized, and structured place para mag-study. Unlike sa right brain po, number 10, prefers sound music background while studying. Sila yung mga tao na mas prefer mag-study na may music. And number 11, lastly, prefers bright lights while studying. So, they study better in well-lit spaces because it helps them focus. And number 11, sa right brain, prefers frequently mobility while studying. So, they don't like sitting still and often move around while studying. And next is the multiple intelligence. Please read this, Aguilera.
Multiple intelligence. The theory of multiple intelligences, MI, was first described by Howard Gardner in Frames of Mind 1983. Gardner defines intelligence as an ability or set of abilities that allows a person to solve a problem or fashion a product that's valued in one or more cultures. His most current research indicates that there are 9 distinct forms of intelligence. In order to facilitate learning effectively, teachers should use strategies that match these kinds of intelligences.
So, yung multiple intelligences, according kay Gardner's definition means that yung intelligence is not just about one thing like magaling ka sa math or magaling ka mag-memorize. Instead, it includes different skills that help people solve their problems at mag-create na something useful. Next is visual spatial intelligence or teacher smart. Learning visually and organize ideas spatially. So which means that itong mga tao na ito, they are best in through images, diagrams, and seeing concepts in action. People with this ability can picture things in their minds and also helping them to plan, create, and solve a problem. Next is verbal linguistic words or word smart. Learning through the spoken and written words. People with this ability are good in expressing their ideas with words and understanding information from books, speeches, or conversations. Example ito yung mga writers, mga poets, and public speakers. Next is mathematical, logical, or number smart or logical smart. Learning through reasoning and problem solving. Ito, mga students ko ito, they are good in thinking logically, analyzing patterns, and solving problems. People with this ability are good in math, puzzles, and logical reasoning, and so on. Example ng mga scientists and engineers. Number 4, bodily kinesthetic or body smart. Learning through interaction with one's environment. This intelligence is the domain of overly active learners. So yung bodily kinesthetic, ito naman yung mga learners na they are good by doing or touching and moving. People with this ability understand best through the hands-on activities and the mga physical experiences. Next is musical or music smarts. Learning through patterns, rhythms, and music. So, people with this ability can understand best through rhythms, melodies, and repeating sequences. And number 6, interpersonal self-smart or learning through feelings, values, and attitudes. So yung interpersonal po, it is means that learning to understand emotions, personal values, and beliefs. People with this ability po, they connect deeply with their feelings and to others. Next is number 7, interpersonal or people smart, learning through interactions with others. So yung interpersonal po means that learning best by talking, working, or socialize with others. People with this ability can understand emotions and can communicate well. Number 8, naturalist or nature smart, learning through classification, categories, and hierarchies. So the naturalist, sila po yung they can organize information into groups, patterns, and systems. People with this ability can understand best when things are sorted and structured. Example dito yung mga researchers, yung mga planners, and scientists. Number 9 is existential spirit smart or learning by seeing the big picture. So ito ba, people with this ability at look at the big picture and seek deeper understanding. Example, mga philosopher, scientists, people leaders often have this strength. Next, this is the cognitive or academic difficulties. Tingin sa categories of exceptionalities. Number 1 is the cognitive or academic difficulties. Ito po cognitive, it is the challenges in learning, thinking, or processing information. In examples, ito yung include yung intellectual disabilities and learning disabilities. Number 2 is social, emotional, and behavioral difficulties. Ito yung mga students na struggles with emotions, yung mga social interactions or behaviors. Example nito yung mga anxiety disorder. Next is the physical disabilities and health impairments. These conditions affecting movement, coordination, or the overall health. Example dito yung mga epilepsy and chronic illness. And next is sensory impairments. Yung sensory impairments po is difficulties related sa vision or hearing. This includes the blindness, yung low vision, deafness, or partial hearing loss rather. And next and last is the giftedness. So the giftedness is exceptional abilities in one or more areas such as intelligence, creativity, or leadership. Next is the classified under these are the dyslexia or yung reading disorder, dysgraphia or writing disorder, dyscalculia, arithmetic disorder, and dyspraxia, psychomotor disorder. Ang dyslexia po ito yung trouble with reading and spelling. And next sa dysgraphia po, writing disorder, ito yung difficulty with writing and yung mga handwritten may be messy and forming letters or organized thoughts on paper is hard. And number 3 is dyscalculia or arithmetic disorder. Ito naman is struggles with math or yung struggles with numbers. And lastly is dyspraxia or psychomotor disorder. These problems with movements and coordinations, activities like tying shoelace or catching a ball can be challenging sa mga may dyspraxia. Other categories of disorders are the ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and speech communication disorder. So to be discussed by